All right, good morning. Welcome back to the speed project. Today's a simple day, but I've got a double workout this afternoon or this morning. I'm doing the weights. A little bit later, I've got to run. And today's run is not a normal run. It's not a regular run like a zone 2. I've got my absolute favorite workout of all. Hill repeats. So I know I'm looking at marathons and half marathons. What is the point of hill repeats? We will get into that a little bit later. Let me head to the gym to do my quick functional strength training conditioning. You saw bits of it last week. I'm just gonna do the same thing obviously, but I had to move it from yesterday to today simply because the gym was closed yesterday. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna head to the gym, lift, I'll get some quick clips, come back, and then we'll talk about hill repeats and why we're doing them, what the goal is, and then we'll hit the hill. All right, gym is done. I'm gonna go home and eat probably something low to no carb, high protein. A, get the recovery going, but B, I still don't need the carbs yet. Even though that was kind of intense, I could have carbs. I'll probably, maybe if I do have carbs, it'll be like a piece of toast or a banana or something like that. But I'm not gonna keep it a whole high carb. But I'm gonna wait a little while, probably about 2 hours after I eat, and then we're gonna go hit the hill and do some hill sprints. So let me get home, eat, we'll call it, and we'll talk about why we're doing hill sprints, and then we'll do the hill sprints and close this out. All right, so we've got 175 grams of egg whites, 2 whole eggs, 2 slices of regular toast, butter toast, with homemade butter, because Kerrygold is just way too expensive for butter. Just make our own. So the problem with homemade butter is we keep it in the refrigerator to keep it lasting longer, so it's still cold. So I gotta let it warm up a little bit so I can spread it along the toast. But that, and I got a protein shake, protein coffee with 1 scoop of BPPN's banana French toast protein powder in the coffee. So that's breakfast, that's post-workout fuel, and then in a couple hours we'll go hit the hills and do what we gotta do. All right, so heading to the hill, just loading up 150 things into the car so we can get there, do these sprints, and finish for the day. And we'll talk about, once we get there and I get my shoes on, I'll talk about why I'm doing hills, etc. So we're here at the hill. Actually, we're parked in an elementary school. The hill's right over there. But we're here to do hill sprints. And this is something you're not going to see a BPN athlete do because A, BPN athletes don't need hill sprints, so they say. But you'll never see a BPN athlete outside of Luke actually running a course with elevation. So I'm over here trying to do things that they're not doing and showing you what other athletes actually do. Why do we need hill sprints if we're training for a half marathon or a marathon? Well, I've got 11 weeks until the half marathon, and I need speed and strength in my legs. Hills are a great way to generate speed, power, and strength in running, and it helps you adapt to any kind of hill condition that might be on the course. Why would you need hills? Well, let's say you're in a sprint with somebody to try to overtake somebody. You may want hills and that power that you generate from running those hills to help accelerate you through the pass. Or maybe you're just running up a hill and you want to be able to maintain your speed. If you haven't trained on hills, how do you expect your body to react when you get to race on hills? It's probably not going to do very well if you don't train hills. So I know Austin has some hills. Nashville, the first 6 or 7 miles is hills. So I'm running hills because I want to be able to maintain a very decent pace up those hills so that I don't burn out peaking it, or I want to have, maintain my energy on the back end of it. So this is the second time this week I'm actually at this hill to do hill sprints. It's a 6 by 30 second sprint, 30 seconds hard up that hill, 90-second recovery on the way down, and then finish with a 7th sprint that's a minute 15 up the hill. So when I get to that hill, I'm going to start halfway up for the first 6, and then for the last one, I have to make it all the way down to the bottom of the hill, so I get a minute 15 up the hill. That one's going to be a little tougher, but let's go ahead and see what we're going to do today. And at the end, I'll talk about all my sprints and what their pacing was. Alright, we finished. I'm gonna get in the car, get my glasses on so I can see, and we'll go over the hills. Okay, so total mileage was 3.24. Average pace was 11:20, no big deal because it was a warm-up and a cool down. 36:42 total time. Let's go into the laps, and I'll post them here so you can see that I'm not making this shit up. Warm-up was a mile and a half. That was at 10:34 pace, perfect, right in the middle of the zone. Run 1 was at a 707 mile. Run 2 was at a 706. Third one was a 620. Fourth one was a 640. Fifth one was 645. Sixth one was 646. Now that's minutes per mile pace running up the hill. And then the last one, the minute 15, which I didn't get any video of, was at a 728 minute per mile pace. So the first couple were slow, but I was recording. So I had the camera with me. I was trying to get different angles, whatever. 3, 4, 5, and 6 were hella fast, right? 3 was, I don't know how 3 was a 620 pace. I was really moving on that one. But then 4, 5, 6 were about 640, 646, which is good. So all in all, not a bad sprint workout. You know, if we look at the elevation, I think there's an elevation thing on here. Total ascent was 361 feet of elevation gain just in those in today's run. Not too shabby. You know, it's more than Ironman Arizona. Just kidding, it's probably not. Anyway, that is it for the day. I'm gonna go home, shower, relax. I'm gonna enjoy my protein bar on the way home, and that's it for this video. So we still have, I think, 11 more weeks until the first race of this series, the Austin Half Marathon. I have my target. I'm not going to tell you the target yet, and as we get closer, I will tell you what my current half marathon PR is, and I'll have you guys guess what you think I'm going to get at Austin. So for now, that's it. We got an uphill battle from here on out. Let's make this shit happen. I'll see you in the next video.